Templates have been part of Excel for many versions, but they've never been obvious. Microsoft has long had free templates around for you to download, but it wasn't obvious how to get them. The process wasn't straightforward. Most people had no idea that they were even there. So that's all changed in Excel 2010. Let's go up to the File menu and choose New. And this is one way to create a new blank workbook. We could just choose blank workbook. It's already selected. And we could go down here and create. You could also press Control-N, but I bet you're not looking at that right now. You're probably looking at all these great icons. Like, oh my goodness, I can create new reports and plans and invoices and inventories, and you don't really have to do all that much work. So there's a lot of really neat stuff here. It's all free. It all comes from Microsoft's website. So I'm going to go into Budgets. So you could click any of these and see larger thumbnails of what they are, some nice colorful ones, all kinds of neat stuff. So I'm going to go down here and choose this event budget. So I'm going to choose download, and boom, in an instant it downloads and loads up in Excel. You don't have to jump through all those hoops that you used to have to jump through. Well, let's start editing this. Instead of an event name, I'll call this Bob's Big Bash, and I'll change this to say event budget for Bob's Big Bash. And we could edit this just as though it's an Excel file we created our own. I want a bigger room than that, so let's say we'll double the size of the room and all this kind of stuff, tables and chairs, balloons. I like balloons. Now, I don't know who uses fax services, so I'm going to change this to skywriting. That's probably expensive, so let's put that in. And you see it's calculating just like an Excel file that you created yourself. Also, there's more than just this one worksheet. You see there's income, profit and loss. Well, I wish I could make money like this on parties, but just because these worksheets are here, it doesn't mean you have to use them. You could go and delete them if you want. They're there really just for your convenience. Once I'm done doing it, right now you see it has a temporary name of PMG Event Budget 1. So this is the first instance, kind of like normally you'll have book 1, book 2, and so on. So this is number 1 of this particular template. So I'm going to go and save it. And even though it has this temporary name, I'm going to give it a real name. So let me go into the Chapter 1 folder, and I will call this Bob's Party Expenses. And I'll click Save. And now it has a regular old name of Bob's Party Expenses. Now let's say you use this file and sometime later you want to use it again. Well, I'm just going to close this, Control F4, it's already saved. I'll go back to the File menu, I'll go down here to New, and there's Recent Templates. So when I click Recent Templates, there is that template that I used just before. So I'll double click it, and there it is. It opens up again, fresh for editing without any of those changes. So I can use this over and over again. Now that's great, but what if you want to create a template of your own? Well, the easiest way to create your own template is to use a worksheet that you created yourself. So I'm going to close this. I'm not going to save it. And let's go and open up the file in the Chapter 1 folder called Turn Into Template, 0104 Turn Into Template. And this is just a plain old regular sheet and has some formulas in there that we can use. I'll just put some numbers here to show you. And that's fine. I don't want to leave the numbers in. Just want to show you that, yes, there's stuff in here that works. So let's just delete that. So this is called 0104 Turn Into Template. So we'll do that. I'm going to press F12 to save as. And where it says Save As Type, I'll click that drop down, and I want to choose Excel Template. And you see the extension is XLTX. Also, you see it puts it into the Templates folder. You could change that folder if you want, but it's probably not a good idea to do that. And I don't want to use this file name, so I'm going to call this Expense Template. And I'll click Save. So now it's called expensetemplate.xltx. I'll close this. So let's say sometime later I come in, I want to use that, go to the File menu, choose New. Now instead of Recent Templates, I'm going to go to My Templates. These are templates that I've created, that I've saved. And when I click that, look at that. There's my expense template. I could double click it. There it's clean. I can start putting in numbers again. And you see over here, kind of like what we saw before, it's Expense Template XLTX1. So that means that is just this new instance that we are using this template. So again, you can use it over and over again. I think of templates as kind of like a form that you put in a photocopy machine. You can make one copy or dozens of copies, and whatever you change on the copies doesn't change the original. So you can have these over and over again. So templates are a great feature. A lot of people don't know that they're there, but starting in 2010, since you have those readily available, you might want to look into some of them.